Hello learners, welcome to Learn to Empower. In this video, we will look into the ethics in private and public relations. Now, ethics in private and public relations is very important to understand each and every aspect of the ethics. And in the last video, we have seen the dimensions of the ethics. In this video, we will be looking into the private and public relations that is be maintained or to be studied in the ethics point of view. In the first part, we'll be looking into the how ethics can be helpful or how ethics is important in the private relationship. Then we need to ask what is meant by private relationship. The relationship that is taking place between two people, especially among the family members, among friends, among the romantic partners, which includes couples, etc., are termed as private relationship. Now, in the private relationships, sir, what can be the ethics that is expected out of in the private relationship? Now, there are many things are important from the ethical dimensions, especially in the private relationship, to have healthy and fulfilling interactions, right? To have a free flow of thought, to have a compassion, to have a empathy, to have a understanding of each other among the family members or among the couples. It is very important, right? The first and foremost important is the trust and honesty. That in a family, when we talk about the ethics, that the foremost thing is that trust. Now, when you go talk to your family members, you will definitely don't think that your mom is lying to you, right? Your mother is lying to you, your father is lying to you about certain things, right? Even though they might be lying, but they might be lying for the only the good cause or the good part of the things, right? Sometimes it might happen that you might be studying somewhere in some part of the city and they are staying in somewhere. Even they get fever kind of etc. They don't tell you that we are this kind of situation, just to this is not considered per se as a lie, but we can say that they want you not to get tensed because of their situation. But still, you can understand the trust and honesty is a building block of any relationship, especially in the family members. Now, respect and empathy is also important. When you want to understand the members of the family, when the family members are there are certain things which will be understood without even talking to each other, right? We don't have to express everything to the family member. It is assumed that they will understand automatically. For that to be there, we should respect and we should also empathize, or we should also have that kind of tendency in treating the others in that manner, right? The next is the boundaries and consent. This is very very important in the private relationship. Whenever there is a boundary, the boundary is nothing but when you are encroaching upon the private space of the other person, right? The other person might feel that you are getting into their part of the life, right or not? So these are the boundaries and consent. When the consent means, whenever when they are involved in some private act, the consent is important. Otherwise, in India we are in a situation that the marital rape is not crime in India, right? The one thing that is said by the government is that when the marital rape is made as a crime, then it will destabilize our marriage system, right? This was the comment that was given by the government to the Supreme Court. Now you can understand, when the marital rape itself is not a crime, you can understand that how much the ethical value of consent becomes more important in understanding each person in the relationship, right? The next and foremost is that loyalty and fidelity. What is loyalty? Loyalty is nothing but you have a loyal partnership, right? You are loyal to one single partnership. Fidelity means having one romantic partner at given point of time. That is fidelity. This is also expected. This is the most important needed part of the ethics in the private relationship. Now you can take the examples in the private relationship. That is majorly that is a family values. Nothing but when in the today's population or today's generation, where the people tend to move very fast, right? The population or the children's born after 2000 are called as Gen Z population. The what we observe is that there is a emotional disconnect is happening between the family members and the children, and this is actually leading to suicidal tendencies, or I would say there are a lot of teenage suicides that has been happening, because this Gen Z population, it doesn't have any familial ties with, they don't share everything with their family members, right? Now this actually leads to breakage of bond between the family members. They want an individualistic life, etc. Now this is also a danger over the period of time. As we have seen, there is an increasing number of suicidal activities that is taking place among the teenage population in India. Second is the example we can give, that is a marital commitment. Okay, after marriage, the couples taking certain things are as an achievement, or certain things they want to achieve in their life. That commitment, when you are part of the life of the other person, you should support that person in all the ways, either through thick or thin. That you should support the person either in the good times or in the bad times. You should stay with the person. That is expected in the private relationship. And this ethical understanding actually leads to gender equality among the family members, right? The male or a female child, both will be treated equally in a family. That they don't discriminate, that the female child should always be in the kitchen, should do the chores with the mother, etc. That discrimination will not be there if you have an ethical understanding of the family members in the private relationship. Now, let's enter into the public relationship. Apart from family, when a person is interacting with the society, there comes the public relationship, right? A man or a female is going to an office or working in the office, they have to encounter a large number of people. If they are holding a very good position in the government or in the society, they are holding certain positions. That comes into the aspect of public relationship. Now, as we know that public relationship means what? Interacting with the public sphere. And the ethics actually helps in understanding and upholding fairness, justice and well-being of the society. For example, in the last video we have seen many examples of the people like Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela, who are doing their part for the welfare of the society. Don't you think the public relationship of ethics is more important for them, right? Now, the first and foremost thing that is expected in the public relationship is your integrity and accountability. Like, what is mean by integrity? Integrity is the highest form of honesty. You are being integral. Even somebody is not, you are honest when somebody is not watching you, right? You will not take corruption. That itself, symbol of integrity, a man of integrity. Now, when you are following this integrity at all time, this will lead to what? The accountability. When there is an accountability, definitely it will increase the transparency, and this will lead to responsible decision making. This is actually missing in many of the Indian bureaucracy, right? Whenever a bank manager wants to give the loan to any big businessman, he is not taking the decision because he doesn't want to get into headache of if the person is not paying the loans back, right? So this decision making, this decision skill making is not being imbibed into the people, especially in the bureaucracy. Now, the second and foremost important in the public relationship is the equality and justice. A person who is having the power, or the person who is having the position, that he should have established the equality. He should treat each and every person in the office or etc. with equality, and he should strive for doing justice, especially social justice. The government, for example, when the government is giving the reservation policies, it is meant to do certain social justice in the society, which is giving the opportunities and service to the people. And the next is the professional ethics. For example, a doctor who is having a professional ethics of upholding confidentiality with his patients, and a advocate who is also having a confidentiality in upholding the privacy of the clients, etc. This comes with the professional ethics. For example, doctors generally, after getting their degree, they take the oath called as Hippocratic oath. Likewise, an advocate also takes the oath under the Advocates Act of 1961. They take a oath, right, to uphold the merits or to uphold certain values in the society. That comes with the part of the professional ethics. Since you are part of public sphere, now the job that you do is also part of public sphere. Now, this will leads to what? This will leads to the next ethics value, that is the upholding the civic duty and social responsibility. What is civic duty? For example, you are you are drinking certain cool drinks in the road, right? It becomes your duty to throw that cool drink bottle after being getting emptied into the dustbin. If you are throwing on the road, you are not following the civic duty. When everybody is following the civic duty, you can certainly expect the social responsibility on the society, which actually leads to what? Common good through volunteering, etc. And it will also leads to what? A responsible citizen of this country. You can see in Singapore, right? In Singapore, how the Singapore is termed as one of the cleanest countries in this world. How they have achieved this status. Now, when every citizen of the particular country participated, when every particular citizen of the country understood the ethical value of cleanliness, then they were able to achieve this. Now in the public sphere we can say that there are many political leaders, will be many personalities which get into the leadership position. When they get in that leadership position, what does it mean? They are dealing with the power now. When the power comes into their hand, as the famous saying goes, that the power corrupts absolutely and absolute power corrupts very absolutely. So these things are what, when the discretion is given, the power corrupts the person. Now this should be stopped, or when this can be stopped, when the person is ethically correct direction. For example, take the leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, leaders like B.R. Ambedkar, leaders like Swami Vivekananda. How these people, even though they have achieved the status of leaders in the society, but still they were able to achieve the ethical leadership, right? Now, in the next example that we can give, the public relationship is the government accountability. How the government is doing the government accountability with its citizens and ensuring transparency and public administration. And the four most important, the ethics in the public relationship is the public service. Whenever a public servant enters the sphere of public, he is meant to do the service to the people, which prioritize the welfare of the citizens among the other aspects, right? Now this will leads to over the period of what, community engagement. When the people in the community are engaged, then they will participate in the local governance, which helps in the developmental projects, which contributes to the well-being of their neighborhood, which will leads to overall development of the society, right? And this, over the period of time, when the ethics enters into, when there is a social justice that is happening, this will lead to social activism, advocating for the social justice and against the discrimination and marginalized people in the society. And through the Companies Act 2013, government made sure that corporate social responsibility, the funding of 2% of their profit from the last 3 years profit margin, should be spent on the welfare of the people. This creates what? This creates one important thing: trust in the trust of the people with the company. For example, a company established its a company established manufacturing plant in a tribal dominated area, right? If they started giving jobs to those tribal people, if they start investing certain money in the welfare of the tribals, if they start investing in the school education, water facilities to the tribal people or the people nearby living that particular area, don't you see, these people will not protest against the particular industry, because the industry is doing certain welfare to the tribal population, right or not, right? This will increase the overall trust in the society, and it will benefit the overall well-being of the society. So the ethics is important both from the perspective of the public and private relationship. By this we are coming to end of this video, and in the next video we will see, right? Till then, thank you.